Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Tate and Holly run across Brady while attempting to leave the hospital covertly. Brady is taken aback to find Tate in the city, walking with Holly on crutches. Tate admits that he did not attend lacrosse camp. Instead, he stayed on Smith Island. Brady stands in the hospital lobby, glaring at Tate and Holly. Tate leans on crutches with his eyes downcast. Maggie tells Sarah in the hospital that she thought she would die with her parents since she was the only one who survived their automobile accident. She was terrified, furious, and in mourning. Sarah is free to feel the same way about what transpired. Sarah feels that Xander's anger is plenty for the two of them. She queries Maggie's methods for coping with her inability to walk. Maggie remembers feeling that she had a duty to maintain the property for her parents. She exhorts Sarah to persevere, saying that she had to adjust to her new normal. Jada informs Xander in the square that they have a suspect in Sarah's hit and run, but she is unable to provide their identity. Xander grabs her arm, demanding an explanation, stopping her from going. Although Jada is aware of his anger, she will track out the real attacker of Sarah, not him. She advises him to stop touching her. Xander lets go of her arm and apologizes. Before moving forward, Jada has to consult with the DA, but she promises Xander that she will hear back shortly. Brady's automobile is now as flat as a pancake. Kristen informs Stefano's portrait as she's hanging out with someone at the dinner home. To keep her family safe, she took the necessary steps, as he would have done. Entering smugly, EJ wonders what exactly she done. According to Kristen, Ava's demand from Gabi forced her to terminate her in order to preserve the family heritage. EJ tells her not to reveal her secrets out loud in front of their father's picture, calling it a very weak narrative. Following his meeting with his father, Marlena informs John that Brady's vehicle has been stolen. Though Jada is attempting to piece together a chronology, she is unsure of when everything occurred. John surmises that Jada is equating it with Sarah's hit and run and fears Brady is implicated. Marlena is aware that if Brady had struck Sarah, he never would have gone. John concurs, that is, if he had been drinking. An angry patient in the hospital lobby, Brady urges Holly to spend a moment by herself with Tate. Tate is left to make his argument while she moves away. Brady has lied before, right? Is he not afraid of people's reactions? Brady regretfully remembers Kristen informing him that she sold his automobile. Xander shows up. Tate expresses his regret to him over Sarah. Brady subtly emphasizes, and Xander adds that the police may have a suspect. Holly visits Sarah in the hospital as she sobs, afraid she won't be able to keep up with Victoria. Maggie finds out from Holly that Tate stayed at a Horton cabin. She clarifies that she let him in using Maggie's key. Maggie observes that's why, the other night, she was unable to locate it. Tell me, Holly, what night? Maggie adds that Sarah was struck by the automobile while returning home to assist her in finding the key for Xander and her honeymoon. Oh my God, Holly shouts. I am solely responsible for what happened to you. Sarah tells her niece that it isn't. Holly exits while sobbing, walking by Xander as he does so. Jada shows up to the mansion as EJ deduces that Kristen is planning something related to Brady. She needs to discuss Sarah's situation with EJ. Kristen exits the room but pauses to listen in the foyer. When Jada informs EJ that a car was linked to the hit and run, the owner says the vehicle was stolen. They wouldn't have complete evidence without it. Is he seeking an indictment on any grounds? Who is the suspect? EJ wonders. Jada identifies Brady for him. By all means, grinning, EJ responds. Pick him up. Kristen shuts her eyes and draws in a deep breath in the entryway. Jada is reassured by EJ that Brady and his family's conflict is unrelated. She ought to take him into custody as there could be sufficient evidence to get a conviction. Kristen asks Jada if she has any leads as she walks to the front door. Jada is aware that she was listening in. Despite the fact that Brady is Rachel's father, Jada queries Kristen about her knowledge. Saying bluntly that she doesn't, Kristen turns to go. While John was in Greece, Marlena confides in him at the townhouse that she had worries about Brady. Paul, however, informed her that Brady had been attending meetings. She wishes she had acted sooner, having seen Eric's background. John reassures Marlena that she is not in charge. Brady must take responsibility for it. He gives his kid a call and leaves a message. Tate thinks to a preoccupied Brady about the maniac who struck Sarah in the hospital lobby. Brady charges Tate of trying to change the topic when he attracts his father's attention. Tate makes his case for spending the summer on Smith Island once again, emphasizing that nothing negative occurred. He'll take any penalty, just don't separate him from Holly, please. Kristen texts Brady to urge him to flee as the cops are about to arrest him. Brady tells Tate he needs to go. He has work to do. Holly sees Tate in the foyer. Looking puzzled, he informs her about his father's strange behavior. He is unaware of whether or not he is in jeopardy. Tate is informed by a heartbroken Holly that they are to blame for Sarah's accident. Sanders says that Holly is not at fault when Sarah is in the hospital. That is entirely up to the driver. Jada also had a primary suspect, but she refused to identify him. E.G. states that Kristen's baby daddy is the hit-and-run suspect when she comes back to him in the dimmer living room. I have a feeling that you were fully aware of what was happening. Brady walks inside the police station while Jada phones in an arrest warrant. That's not necessary, he declares. I am present. Brady is being surrounded by walls as Jada tells Sanders that they have a suspect in the hit-and-run death of his wife. Brady found it difficult to recall what had transpired the night Sarah was run down, given the evidence suggested that his automobile had been involved in the horrific collision. As Sanders wants to know who did this, Sarah asks Maggie the same question. The viewer is aware that Sarah was struck by Xander's mother, Fiona. We know that Maggie's heart will shatter because Brady will be held accountable, which will destroy Victor's family. Brady meets with Justin at the Salem Police Department and admits that he has to put things right. A bottle of alcohol is being eyed by Fiona in the commercial. The preview shows Abigail, if that's her, meeting Gabi. If only she was aware of their past. Jennifer queries Chad as to how he is unaware that Abigail is not a scam. In the meanwhile, Abigail runs into Dr. Green at the park, and they hug. She appears fairly comfortable with him for someone without memory. However, her face conveys a different message. Just as Chad pulls them together, Green reminds her that they need to discuss the next stages in their plan. What is their relationship like, and how does she know Mark? Connie's devious scheme goes on as she forces Gabi to have an extramarital affair in order to get revenge on Stefan and puts Melinda under house arrest. In the end, Gabi moves in with EJ, her husband's brother. She also says that Stefan will be taken advantage of for all that he is worth. At the conclusion of the teaser, Xander swears to Sarah that he will get retribution on whomever hurt her. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.